Welcome back to Living with Autism. I'm your host, David Matthew Collinson.
Fighting spirit.
Kate Louise Simpson's here with me.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Kate.
I don't know why or how.
The family had a very lucky
Do we ever? But I've got my horns and my bullet gate.
Your horns.
Well, on my side.
Neo Roosevelt Group's
on my side of the room, so
corporate horns.
I'm bullet gate at the moment. You're what are you?
Bossy and unreasonable as usual.
Bossy much. With a nice room and a good bath.
These new
And for a stroll to the park.
Kate's off on a precious little Aboriginal entrepreneur walkabout.
The artist, wouldn't you know?
serious drawbacks.
She's been erecting her artwork exhibitions right here in the room. What happened to all the stuff on the mirror?
Look.
I don't want to.
With much of their
Yeah, but I want them in here because
Okay.
they can be quite disturbing, those pictures, when you look at them too.
they appear to be stuck with it.
Well, don't close it, Jenna. Yeah.
This downsizing couldn't have come at a more
There you
inconvenient
go.
time.
So it's not finished. They never quite really are ever finished, I suppose. I don't know. Look at it anyway. It's just,
It's like no website is ever finished.
All of whom
they're finished. They're just, who's finished?
Finished when you sign your name and you date them.
Oh, I never do that.
stealing and
Well, you're going to have to start doing that, Kate.
No, yeah, I will. I have actually since I spoken. Ones that I'm really happy with, I do.
Can I have the TV remote such I can turn the volume on meerkats down? Thank you.
with an expanding family in a home barely big enough to accommodate them.
There to be going for the balls.
Daisy may be short on options, but where there's
But
a
it's got a big necklace.
there'll always be a way.
Kate's like a turbocharged pocket rocket.
2 kilometers south of the river,
Got drawing to do, can't smoke, happiness to be had, miserable to go away.
Bell Hurricane
Yeah.
is first up at the
Yeah, fucking marijuana. What have they done legalizing that shit?
New Delhi brings
What?
Oh, I'm much nicer on it, you know that.
Are you think you're better on it? I don't think you are. I don't think anyone.
At least a little bit. I don't need much.
is ensuring that
Rubber band, please.
Well, there's a bag of them.
There's heaps on it.
I know where I last saw them in that box. Nothing exists.
this situation has arisen.
Oh,
Ow. Ow.
that's hurt.
Hey, I've got these things called crutches the hospital goes into. Where did they go? Oh, yeah, fine. Yep, okay, good.
Okie dokie.
Alright,
I could do some plastic maybe. You know plastic camping?
I have plastic.
That's not laminating one, just
So relaxed, in fact, that she's in danger of undermining her own status.
don't get rid of that thing.
These meerkats are interesting for about an hour maximum.
Really good one is the octopus one.
The octopus. I think octopuses are a lot more interesting than meerkats.
Yeah, they've got impulses and thought processes brain in every tentacle.
They've got 8 brains.
Yeah, all the tentacles is amazing. And they actually start this relationship with this octopus and this person. Just from spending time together. And they play and everything, it's great.
Yeah.
The octopus something. Octopus Odyssey.
Yeah, there's an octopus. I've read an article that gets its food and climbs out of the cage and throws the shit food at the experimenter.
Yep.
Like in a vial of being caged and being fed shit.
That's it. I'm going to take out and sit on.
When she reemerges, she carries with her a lifeless newborn pup.
Kate's inhabited this place.
Ah.
Oh, it's meerkat stuff. It's all depressing. When does something good happen to the meerkats?
It's a miserable life, made me forget about mine.
So they're all happy having a party. Never.
No, really. Poor cunts. Anyway.
Oh, stop swearing like a pirate.
You know that?
Beg your pardon. Slow it down and I can understand your words.
I'm going to the park for a play. I'm going to the park with my friends. You got a problem with that? I'll take this bum off. We don't need that, eh? You don't get upset and bumba.
Old
We're
woman.
recording that.
What?
Yeah.
No, I'm not recording that, no.
Good, because that was politically incorrect, and if you are recording, at least I know that.
Yes.
Yeah. Alright. I'm off.
Okay.
To make all the ugly people look fucking uglier.
Alright.
You look at me, don't. I'll stab you in the eyeballs. That's what David taught me.
Only Uber drivers, right?
See you later, again.
Alright. Safe travels. What to do of a Sunday? What's this person been subscribing to now? Oh. Look at that, the founder of LinkedIn is a massive fat whale. Google's insisting on verifying my credit cards. The Commonwealth Bank keeps cancelling my credit cards. That's why Google's wanting to verify them, and they're taking ages, and I can't subscribe to anything. So my YouTube subscription is cancelled. I have to watch ads now.
Job transformations, they are coming.
Oh, really? The job transformations are coming.
A partner at Greylock. His new book is Super Agency: What Could Possibly Go Right with Our AI Future. Please welcome Reed Holtman. It is definitely the case that AI will lead to a lot of job transformation. In some cases, flat out job loss. But also, I think we will adapt perfectly fine.
The career of the future is entrepreneurship. It is how do you use these tools to create value in the world.
The entry-level job of 2 years from now will be very different than the entry-level job today.
I think if you look at the Industrial Revolution, the net effect is always more job creation in the long run. The problem is the timeline is so short. It's happening much faster than just the raw job displacement you would expect.
We all need to think much more entrepreneurially, and here are some of the lessons of entrepreneurship, and here's how to think about them.
Now that's a moonshot, ladies and gentlemen.
This is quite a good program.
Everybody, welcome to another episode of WTF Just Happened in Tech. This is the news that's important for you to learn if you want to change, transform your life, your company, your industry. This is the news that's about hopefully an optimistic vision of the future, not about sort of dystopian views. It's about hopefully real views, things that you can use. I'm here today with my moonshot mates, Dave Blunden, Alex Wiesner-Gross, and Salim Ismail, and a special guest, a friend now for, I don't know, probably at least 20 plus years, Reed Hoffman. You know Reed as the creator of LinkedIn, many companies, on the board of Microsoft, outspoken about this tech field. And I'm excited to get Reed's input on a lot of the topics we're going to be discussing today. So without any further ado, first off, Salim, just back from India. I missed you in the last two versions of this podcast. And the question is, did you solve the trade issues? And did you bring me back my iPhone 17?
I did not bring. I brought back some parts, so if you want to assemble it yourself, you can. Because that's somewhat flaky over there sometimes. The two things that blew my mind was the attitude of everybody in India was literally middle finger to the USA, and I think this is a big challenge because if India and the US or India and China start trading, the rest of the world kind of goes to hell, and so it's kind of a big deal. But what I found most incredible was the unbelievable optimism for AI and the use cases that are exploding there out of the gate. I think that's amazingly exciting.
And we'll get to that in a little bit. Dave, just saw you up at Stanford. We interviewed the CEO of Replit, along with Salim. That was a fun conversation.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah. I'm still here, actually.
150 million repositories, incredible.
Yeah, no, the code's piling up like crazy. Well, that'll come out soon, but Peter used it on his plane too, so it should be.
Yeah, it was great. It was so fun. I literally downloaded Replit. I had Starlink on the dash of my SR-22, and I was flying, connected, and I vibe coded a what was it, a mindset app on the way up there. It was great. Yeah. Tweeted it out. All right, let's drop in on the subject of jobs and education. And Reed, I want to go to you first. Our common friend Eric Benholson published a paper recently with these charts looking at entry-level job loss, down 16% in AI-exposed fields. And you made some pretty, I think, sharp comments on this conversation. How do you think about this?
Well, a couple things. So it is definitely the case that that AI will lead to a lot of job transformation. In some cases, flat out job loss. I mean, a simple heuristic that I sometimes use, it's a partial heuristic, is the human beings trying to do a job by following a script that an AI can follow better, customer service, etc. That will happen. But obviously, some of the issues here are around, kind of the questions of not just customer service, but also like software engineering. Now, that being said, even with a kind of a downbeat in possible initial software engineering job hires, my belief is that is only a transformation issue. Partially because I actually think, if anything, the thinking about how you do software engineering is actually going to get a lot more widespread in problem solving, because part of what AI is going to lead to is a software co-pilot for all of us. That anything that you're doing that involves thinking, anything that you're involved doing communication language, will also involve, as it were, custom software that you'll be doing. And so I think that there's still nearly infinite hiring demand for software engineers. So it's a little bit of a complicated thing. Eric is awesome, and this work is awesome, and so it's kind of job transformations, they are coming.
Yeah. When you look at this first chart here, which looks at job losses, if you would, in marketing and sales, and you can see the ChatGPT inflection point in 2022 and the drop off. That blue line, for those who are watching this on YouTube, is in fact early career job hunters. And one of the biggest concerns I've got, and Salim, you can speak to this, just having come back from India, is getting into a Arab Spring-like situation where you've got a large population of youthful individuals who are, on the male side, testosterone driven, without investing their time and energy
Roosevelt Group,
to be able to create a career, to be able to get the position, to have a family.
Roosevelt Corpse, the perfect solution.
Could seed, I'm usually the massive optimist, but could seed the, a civil unrest. Thoughts on that, Slim?
So I just came back from India. What they were seeing was initial signals that entry-level software jobs are down by 20 to 25%, which is quite a big number there. And there are hordes of Indian engineers coming out of the workplace. Now, there is a little concern around the social implications of that. My guidance to them was, hey, go become entrepreneurs. I mean, this is like literally the best time. Find a problem that you think needs to be solved and go transform yourself. And I think it'll be a forcing function on the positive side.
Yeah. Dave, thoughts?
That assumes that people have, on average, initiative, when most don't. Most lack creativity and initiative. And the definition of creative implies a distinction from the pack. We can't all be artists, we can't all be creatives. We can't all be entrepreneurs.
And so it's
Doesn't
really
work like
forced
that.
on new graduates. So like
It's
Celine was saying,
implicitly a
it's perfect
slight
to start a
skew.
company, but historically very few people graduate from college start companies. So the net effect, what I'm hoping happens is, we've been trying to meet with the governor in Massachusetts and talk about this, and she's super competitive. But her trying to get the legislature and people to move is like pulling teeth. But when you have voters that don't have jobs, then that creates some acceleration and some motion. So I'm kind of hoping that the net effect of that is that people react a lot more quickly, especially political people.
Yeah, Reed, I want to read some of the comments you made. You posted on X. You said, more interesting puzzle is the drop in junior engineering roles, right? And then you said, people who understand computation will become more essential. Can you speak to both of those?
Yeah, that was a little bit of what I was saying earlier, which is, if we see anything in the last decades, is that actually, in fact, the amplification of how computation affects all aspects of human society, including human work, are essentially just going up. And it's not just mobile, not just internet, and obviously AI is the kind of the exponential acceleration in this. And I think that the question is still thinking about, like, how do we put problems in computation, how to make that a little bit more tangible for people. Think about how much, as you begin to get exposed to the current AI models, how much your thinking pattern changes to more of a, how do I start with the right kind of prompt to accelerate my analysis of the problem, my thinking of this problem, the research analysis, et cetera, et cetera. And so almost like when I'm thinking about a new creative project, a new research question in terms of, like, oh, how might one, do this go to market or something else, is I think about, like, how do I put it in terms of a more detailed prompt. Now, part of the reason that's computational thinking is that one of the things that relatively few people do, that you should do, is most of my prompts are involved doing the deep thinking or deep research prompts. But my first prompt is, give me the deep research prompt that will solve these kind or target these kind of things. And then so I write in a paragraph or speak in a paragraph, and then it comes back with a page and a half. Then I edit it and then I submit it. And that's the prompt that I'm beginning to drive and work off of. And that's an instance of how computational thinking was going. And I think this is going to become, you no longer have individual contributors in companies, etc. Then we all deploy with a suite of agents. And this is just that lens into that.
I love that. I did a little research, got some numbers I want to share with you, Reed, and also get Alex's point of view on this. So today there's 150 million users on GitHub as of May of this year, which is extraordinary. And if you look at the growth in the number of software engineers, number of programmers, since 2022, it's up 50%. So 50% more programmers in the world. At the same time, what we've seen is not a decrease in salary. In other words, it's not a Dover glut where competition is bringing down salary. It's actually been a 24% increase in salaries over a 5-year period. And so what does that tell us? That increasing productivity, increasing demand?
So, look, I do think, I tend to, look, I would tend to want to think increasing productivity. I do think that this is very early days in how all this is working, and I tend to not try to get distracted over much by numbers this month or this quarter.
Signing up for now.